agenda.
You need to sit somewhere else so the camera can get you or.
No, you good.
Okay.
Camera will get it. I
Okay.
promise you. That's
Oh,
no
yeah.
problem with that.
It's got a nice wide angle.
Yeah, I mean, so-
And I love
Oh, okay.
it. Yes. Somebody who's shy, I really do.
No, I'm fine. Just writing in my lap.
You have to.
Thank you. All right, guys. Sorry, I didn't get the agenda to y'all ahead of time. But I told Carolyn I would do it, and I didn't. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our meeting with a prayer. James, do you mind saying a prayer for us?
Oh, no, I don't mind. Oh, gracious Father, we thank you for giving us this awesome day and waking us up this morning. We ask that your Spirit will lead us and guide us in our deliberations. We know that we're here to be servants of the city and allow you to be able to use us as you see fit. So we ask that you move this meeting along, that our minds are open, that our ears in a position that we can hear. And Lord, most of all, let our agenda be to do what's best for the city of Irondale. For these things I offer up in your wonderful Son's name. Let everyone say amen.
Amen. Let's go ahead and let's start off by talking about creative solutions. I think we have discussed this in our work session before. As you know, Grant left. We're looking for a manager to manage the water system, so everyone has seen the proposal from
Clearwater.
I'm sorry, Clearwater. Thank you.
Is there a new proposal?
No.
So that was the one from 5 months ago?
Yes.
Okay.
That we need to.
I
that we
guess
really
I
need
get
to close.
Yeah.
No, it should
I
have
guess
been-
I guess I
should have
saw
been
a
one, Craig,
thing.
where it was one from a Lanier from Artesian, and it was one from Clearwater for is that the one you're talking about? That was the
I don't remember.
supervisors, only filling the supervisor slot?
Yeah, to replace Grant.
Right.
Okay, I hadn't seen
I
anything
haven't
like
seen
that.
Artesian.
And I don't have any emails from you that I haven't looked at.
Okay.
Now, you have seen Clearwater. We have
I saw the
distributed
big
Clearwater.
proposal for Clearwater several months ago. I
Let me go
haven't
back
seen-
there. I'll get it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything just for like a supervisor.
Yeah, we have sent the one out for Clearwater. Everybody got the one for Clearwater. He sent that one out. Let me,
He's got a comparison, he's gonna run off.
If you mean the big proposal that they sent out a few months ago, yeah, I've seen that one. I haven't seen one for just management, just to replace Grant.
yeah,
Not
it was a
management.
management contract, yes. Okay. Yes,
I have the comparison
You
in
have
my van if you want me to run get it. James said he was going back there.
Let's see if James
Okay.
find it first.
That's what
While
I
James
didn't
is
jump
looking
and
for that,
run.
we'll go ahead and, well, he's gonna need to be here for the next item that I have, tank maintenance agreement. We voted the other day to rescind the resolution, well, not rescind, but to vote to
Mhm, it was
cancel the
rescinded.
contract
Mhm.
on, Tank Pro. So, at our last meeting, we discussed, James going ahead and sending out an RFP, to come up with some more proposals for the tank management, tank maintenance agreement. So, Brandon, have you heard anything on that issue?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
The tank maintenance agreement,
Water tanks.
Tank Pro?
I think the last we discussed, we were just gonna reuse the same RFP that we used.
Right, that was supposed to be sent out last week.
Okay, I think I would get with James,
Okay,
who would have been the one that's done it.
all right,
Carolyn, nobody's up this chair right now.
Thank you. I'm fine.
all right. So James, yeah, I'll get an update from him. James is checking on Clearwater, and if you can't find it, do you mind?
I don't
giving
mind.
out the
Go and get
comparison?
it at all.
Oh, we'll see. Is Artesian on there also?
Mhm. Yes, I have. the
Did everybody
comparison.
get it?
I don't
No.
remember seeing
No.
it.
I specifically asked for it the other night because he was supposed to do one, and he gave me one in hard copy.
We talked about it at the last work session, and James was gonna get a comparison of what it would cost to hire somebody from civil service versus one or two proposals,
Yes.
total cost.
Yeah.
Let me go get it.
I know we've been talking about it for a long time now. Several of these items that we have talked about that we have not closed the chapter on. Not exactly closed the chapter, but at the same time, we need to come to some kind of conclusion on what we're gonna do, because we keep prolonging all this stuff, and I think it needs to be handled, which will 99% be on the agenda for next week. Next, city council procedures. Brandon, have you received any other documentation, amendments to the council procedure?
No, I have not.
Okay. I would suggest council going through that. I'm gonna mention it again when Donna gets back in here. But I would suggest everyone go through the procedures because we're operating under really some old procedures.
Do you want us
that
to use
really
the
doesn't-
last copy we have?
Last copy that Brandon passed out were the changes that was in red and blue. We
Yeah.
talked about that at our last meeting, did we not?
We did, he just said he was gonna do another
Okay.
one after
I
that
got
one.
the one.
But I've got the one you're talking about.
I got the one that changes in red, but I don't have anything with the blue.
I gave y'all a hard copy.
He sure did.
Yeah, I got that one.
2 weeks ago.
I believe you were out with your father, Terry, when he was
I'll,
up in the hospital.
I'll email everybody a copy so you'll just have the electronic.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. We'll talk about that. Brandon, can you give us an update? You know what, I hate to keep going forward. I'll kind of wait till Donna gets back and James. That's the comparison?
Mhm.
So he sent this to you, James sent it to you?
Well, I got it from him the other night.
Okay. Oh, nice little water.
Can you stick that in the copier up there and make us some copies?
Sure will.
Thank you. Or can you know what, that one works better back there. Carolyn, can you give us some copies, please, and
I
stay
don't
with-
mind at all.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Could you give them to Carolyn and just let her make copies back in the back? Yeah, and she'll
This
give
one
us.
weren't you good?
It's not as fast as the one in the back. Yeah.
How many copies you?
6, I guess, for
Yeah.
James and the mayor, and Brandon, I guess. 7.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Okay. Any questions, and I'll kind of double back a little bit. Any questions on Clearwater and Artesian? You're gonna get a copy of the proposal, I guess. But any questions on that?
Haven't
I'm
seen
going
it.
back.
Can't-
Yeah,
can't ask questions.
Can't ask
You don't know
questions
what
on
it's
something you ain't
about.
seen.
Okay. Any questions on Clearwater, which you have seen?
Well, again, what we saw was not one just to provide a manager, it was one
To
to
take it over?
basically take over the whole water
This
system.
is broken down. This is broken down to 2 entities.
It is
Yeah.
now, or,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what we don't have. We have one from 5 months ago where they were gonna take over the whole thing and
No.
manage it.
No, it wasn't gonna take over. Let's get it correct. And I think James he'll kind of set us straight on that so we all can have a clear understanding. The one that we got was only to provide a manager / supervisor for the water department. It wasn't for Clearwater Solutions to take over the water department.
Then I haven't seen the one you're talking
I haven't
about.
either.
Okay.
I've seen
That
the,
one I
I've,
got.
It's
I've
broken
seen the
down.
other one that was like a proposal whereby employees would go out from under civil service and be employees of
No.
Clearwater.
That's all I've got.
That's the only thing I've got.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
This will clarify.
Yeah.
I
this
think,
one.
I think
Yeah.
it'll.
We'll get y'all to have a copy. Okay, I don't have one, but we'll get a copy. Donna, were you here? We talked about maintenance agreement, RFP going out for the tank maintenance.
Right, it needs
Okay.
to go. thought James was gonna send it, no?
He did. We'll ask him about it when he come back. And we also talked about the council procedures. I think we've been talking about that for a while. Brandon is gonna send out a final copy,
Okay,
final copy.
Well, the copy that I sent has the changes, but some of the changes in there, they're in different colors, but they're contradictory. So it's something that the council's gonna have to decide on, so I can
Let's go back.
take the ones out that y'all don't want in there.
Let's go back. That's
And
what
I-
we were gonna.
And I thought at the last meeting we decided to have, cause I thought at the last meeting we decided to have a meeting and just go through it, and y'all were gonna decide what you all want.
Yeah, that's
But-
what we said.
No. What was said was the counselors were gonna take a copy because everyone received a email copy and you provided a hard copy of the council meeting procedures. They were gonna go through it. If they had any questions or whatever, we would discuss it during this meeting. That's what this was for.
Well,
As far as just having a meeting for the council procedures, no.
Well, the procedures themselves may have some things that everybody may not agree with. So I guess what I was
But
saying was.
that was the reason for sending them out and saying,
Yeah, and-
reply back to you for
But the council
any
as a whole,
comments.
the council as a whole has to decide on the final copies. I
Right.
can't do it myself.
Right, and that's what we were gonna discuss tonight, instead of
Okay.
having a separate meeting for itself.
Well, we've got to have something to look at. All I've got is one with the red.
See, Brandon
Yeah.
was under the impression, I know if he didn't get any changes, he doesn't need to send us another one, but what was said at that meeting was he would put all changes together and send us another one, so
in blue, right?
because we didn't get an agenda for tonight, I didn't bring the copy of that because he hasn't sent anything new, which is what we talked about. Now, I agree he didn't need to send if there were no additional changes.
Right, but at the same time, what Brandon was talking about is that we were supposed to set up a special meeting just to discuss council.
We just said we'd
procedures.
discuss it at a work session.
Right, and I said, nah, we can't do that. But we did say that we were gonna discuss it during our next council work session, which is today.
Except for the
To go-
fact that
to
we were
go
supposed to
over.
get another copy from Brandon, so I didn't think we were using the old one because it didn't get an agenda that said
Another
we were.
copy, he was gonna, he
Yeah,
sent you
he's-
this one.
Yeah, and he, at the last minute work session, he said, I'm gonna make sure y'all all have a chance to recommend additional changes, and I will send out a final product. Now, if he didn't get any changes from us, I understand
Well, there
why
were
he
no
didn't
changes.
send one.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought we were having a separate meeting just to go through it.
Well, I said that up front, I said, nah, we can't do that. We'll discuss it during work session, just like Councilman Sanderson said.
Yeah, and I concur that you said that, it's just that I didn't think we were discussing that tonight because we never got another copy, and we didn't get an agenda telling us to bring the last copy because it was gonna be the most recent.
Well, if somebody has a copy, I'll make copies. Well, we need to, I guess, go through it, so I'll just know what to take out, and then I can send out a copy.
They got the blue changes in it?
That's what he passed.
Yeah, there's,
the other day.
Yes. it's-
not many, but there's 2 or 3 below there, below that.
Well, I didn't know we were gonna discuss it tonight, so I hadn't reviewed it since I read it 2-3 weeks ago.
Thank you. I mentioned that we were gonna discuss it, I don't know if you were here, but I mentioned we were gonna discuss it.
He wasn't.
Okay, at our last meeting, so that's why.
Just the council.
You didn't get it.
Do you want me to sample this?
Oh, okay. It's two separate ones. Okay.
All right, thank you. I went to Brandon. Hey, Carol,
Yes.
do you mind if you get with Brandon? He's making some other copies. I need to ask him about the next item.
Are you looking at Clearwater Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first, let's see, wait a minute.
Then the final sheet was just like an estimate of Grant's salary plus his benefits.
Exactly.
At first, I didn't think I had that, then I found it on the sheet attached.
James wrote that for me.
Yeah, okay.
So we could have some.
All right, thanks, Brandon. We'll go, y'all can go through that. There are some things I wanna see in there also. but you can look at that, and if you have any questions, we'll come back to it. Discretionary fund spending.
Oh, thank you.
Brandon, did you find anything out?
I wasn't able to find anybody's specific statute, but I kind of just looked at how expenditures work. And just basically under the Constitution, you all just, it just has to be for a public purpose. So it's basically the same concept of how you all decide as a council. And you all still have to vote on it as a council to expend the funds, even though they are budgeted. I kind of looked at the way Birmingham's procedure went, and what they normally do is just kind of put it on a consent doctrine, as long as it fulfills a public purpose. And I guess what I would suggest that you all do is if you all want it expended for some reason, you can just send it to me or Rob, and we can just say this is for a public purpose, and then just to cover your basis on that.
Okay.
But it doesn't need to be anything elaborate.
Do we need a resolution?
Well, you've all already budgeted the money.
We did.
So it would just be a resolution to expend it for whatever purpose you want to do it.
Okay. And
But
then
just
we
run
said-
it by y'all first.
Yeah, and you can use it in your district as long as it is for a public purpose. And I assume that was you all's initial intent.
Either in our district or within the city.
Yes.
Within the city, but I guess it would be up to the individual council member. The council would still have to vote on it. I guess it would just be understood amongst all of you that since it's coming out of the discretionary fund, that you all would vote in favor of it unless it was
How much
something.
is each council person allotted?
$1,000.
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Appreciate it. I'll come back up to,
Thank you.
is this the one is the original?
It looks just like the
Oh,
original.
okay.
But I'll get
I thought I
it.
had
I
some-
gave it to Brandon. Wait a
thought I
minute.
had
I'll
some-
get it.
Some
Which
comments.
one you got? Hey, Brandon.
Next is the Irondale Festival. We have two proposals. Carolyn sent you guys some proposals on June the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
We have two. Any discussion? We need to talk about those.
Well, it's kind of like comparing apples and oranges, because one of them is a lot less, but it doesn't clearly define the actions to be taken. The other one is a little more detailed, but,
It is.
you know, it still doesn't talk about like how they're gonna attract the type of people who man the booths that we normally have, how they're gonna come up with those people, how many people they'll visit. Is there like, you know, if we have a significant number than we had in past years, will that deduct from their fee, or it's just I tried? Which is kind of what we got into a problem with our economic development people on, is there's no penalty for failure to perform on either one of them. And like I said, one of them is, you know, I like the price, but it's very vague as to exactly what the gentleman would do.
Have we had anything in the past that specified, James, what the specifics of who was organizing the event? Have we had anything like that written down?
No,
in the past?
no, we haven't.
This is just extra copies.
All
You
right.
say it was,
Chair.
yeah, June the 3rd, was email?
Excuse me.
Mayor,
I didn't get it.
Actually, mine was placed in my end basket in an envelope like this, Terry. Did you have an envelope like this with your name on it?
Yeah,
That's what it was in. I didn't get an email, I got those.
She sent an email out also on June
Oh.
3rd. She addressed all council members on this right. I still have
Yeah,
the
I
email
remember
that
the
was sent.
first proposal, yeah.
Okay.
I just got this, so I didn't need to look at that.
This memorandum states she sent two proposals right here.
Okay,
It was attachment.
well, I've got the two proposals on that. I just didn't need to look at an email because they came in this.
All right. Terry, we can get it to you.
all right. Well, I don't have a copy, I didn't bring that with me tonight, because I didn't know what to bring, you know.
it is pretty self-explanatory. You'll see,
Yeah.
just like Craig said, one is, very simple and the other's a little bit more detailed, So I think it's easy.
You know, I would say both of them have some good references for them.